Hey everyone, welcome back to We Are Chattin, your Penn State Brandywine podcast. We're your hosts, Ava Clements
and Natalie DeMario.
And today we are chatting with Farrell Everett.
Farrell is a Brandywine alum, softball coach, and former Phillies ball girl.
Farrell, welcome to We Are Chattin.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you on here today.
Yeah.
A lot of good questions here waiting for you.
Yeah, great episode ahead of us.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started right from the top. What originally led you to Penn State Brandywine?
So it's a really funny story because I was very behind on my college applications. So I only applied to one school, and that was the University of Tampa.
Wow.
Interesting.
It was weird. So I was not originally going to play softball in college. I was just going to go down to the University of Tampa. I was going to study forensic chemistry, I think, something like that.
Okay.
Not where my life went.
Forensic chemistry.
It was wild. I had a class in high school. It was really cool.
Okay. All right.
But I think I committed like November or December of my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And then in January, I had like a mental breakdown because I was like, I don't want to go far from home. I can't go to Florida.
Yep.
I can't go to Florida. And then I ended up applying in January to Penn State main campus. And then I talked to somebody and they were like, you're a little bit late in the game and you have decent grades, but like, I don't know if you get in at this stage. And I was like, oh, okay, got to figure something else out now.
What's next here?
Exactly. And then like a family friend had known Bobby Caprice, the athletic director here, and they got me an in. So I went and I toured and I got to speak to Mark Caserta, who's the head softball coach here at Brandywine. And he had seen like game footage of me, like some of the film from when I was trying to get recruited into college to play softball. And then he offered me a spot on the team. It was February 18th of my senior year of high school.
Wow.
So I got recruited really late.
Oh my gosh.
But then I ended up here at Brandywine and it was the best thing I think I've ever done in my life because it's like 30 minutes from my house. I got to keep my job. I got to live at home, and I still got to get a Penn State degree, which is probably the thing that I wanted the most out of anything. And I got 4 more years playing my favorite sport, so it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. But, yeah, I wasn't originally going to go to Penn State.
We're glad it worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to kind of live out the best of both worlds there.
Yeah,
it's
everything
perfect.
really did fall into place for you.
It
which
really
is
did.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So to kind of go off on your softball journey, how long have you been playing for, and what kind of got you into it?
Yeah, softball, it's kind of one of those things where it's like I don't really remember when I didn't play softball. I started like t-ball when I was like 4 and a half. So I was we were in it for a long time. But like softball is one of those things where it's like a very much like a love-hate relationship, and you're kind of you're there for the long haul when you're in it. And I don't really even know what drew me to it. I think it was, my older sister played t-ball when she was little, so I kind of was surrounded by that. She is not an athlete. She does not like playing sports. My parents just kind of threw her into it.
Seems
And
typical.
so, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it was kind of, I saw my older sister doing it, so like I wanted to do it, and then I did it, and I was like, oh, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But it was like t-ball, so like I don't know if that like really counts. Like you don't really start competing until you're like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. But ever since like we did start competing in softball, it was kind of like, oh, I really like it, and I'm like kind of good at it. So it's like, let's keep playing. And then like the older you get, the more like psychological softball gets, and you kind of start learning like the different lessons that you might not have outside of it. And I think that was almost like my favorite part. And I got to do something like that with my friends, which is what kept me going. And then like my senior year, it was kind of, you start to think like, oh, who am I without softball? And I was like, I don't really want to know yet. So like, let's keep playing softball because I don't want to know what I'm going to be like if I'm not playing softball.
Well, it's all you know, I mean.
Yeah.
From the time you said 4, right?
Yeah, from when you're like really young.
Yeah, it's really all you knew.
Yeah, no, and I tried other sports when I was a kid. I played soccer for a couple years. I played field hockey for like 4 or 5 years. I like swam as a kid. I was a cheerleader for a couple years.
Wow.
Nice.
I
Give it
only
all.
played basketball for a year, and I was really bad at it. For the benefit of the podcast, I am 6'1".
She's very tall. She's very tall.
So basketball was not my forte.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Well, softball, you have to be pretty tall to play, I think. Yeah. Why not, right?
I didn't pick the tall positions either. That's the worst part.
I was going to say, if you're in the outfield there, sometimes you have to dive for that catch.
Yeah, no, I'm not fast.
All right.
But yeah, I didn't pick the tall positions.
All right.
Hindsight's 2020. Probably should have pitched. I picked the one where you squat. I picked the one where you're like trying to be as small as possible. So it was probably not my best decision as a child. But I wasn't this tall as a kid, so like it's okay.
Yeah, you didn't expect it, right?
No. The doctor said I was gonna be 5'8".
Wow.
They were wrong.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, they were a little bit off there.
Just 5'8"
Just a little bit. It's okay.
All right. Well, to go off of that, during your time at Brandywine's team, your team won 3 consecutive conference titles and a national championship. Can you tell us about that experience and what it meant to you?
Yeah, it was. So like I said earlier, Brandywine kind of fell onto me. Like I didn't know that I was going to be going to Penn State Brandywine, so I was here for academics and softball. I did not look into the softball program at all.
Interesting.
So I did not know that they had such a strong tradition of success. So like when I got here, they had won 5 straight conference titles, and it was just exciting. Like coming in, because like my high school, I went to Haverford in this area, so we were also very good at softball. And my time there, we had won 2 of our conference titles. So coming from a good program to another good program was probably one of my favorite things. But yeah, I mean, freshman year, so I started in the fall of 2019, and I was on campus for 1 semester before COVID started. Oh. And so my freshman year, our season got canceled. Oh. Literally while we were coming back from Florida, we were on the plane, and that's when everybody got like the email, like right when we landed. We all had the
spring
email.
training.
Yeah, literally.
Gosh.
So we were at a game when spring break got extended those 2 weeks. Yeah. And then we were on the plane coming back when COVID canceled our season. Oh, so that year we were kind of like, oh man, like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then sophomore year, we were playing. There's supposed to be 9 players on a field at any given time in softball. We had 11 on the roster. Oh. So we did not have a lot of people, and so that's probably one of my favorite things is that season alone. It was shortened, but there was 11 of us, so we were playing, and we were playing hard, and we were kind of like, oh God, I hope we win the conference title. It's going to be really awkward if we break this streak.
Yeah.
Right. But we were it was one of those moments where it's like you kind of all rally for each other. You end up winning. And then going into my junior year, we were like, all right, got to keep it up. Got to stay on the gas.
Rolling. Yeah.
We got to stay strong. We finally had a full team.
There you
like
go.
18 people.
There you go.
Perfect.
Thank God. But then, yeah, like my junior year was awesome. Getting to win the 7th in a row was super cool. My senior year obviously was the coolest by far. So my junior year, when we were at the Small College World Series, we had gotten far. And we lost our last game of the season on a technicality, which was rough. Wow. It was heartbreaking. Thank God we didn't lose any seniors that year, so we actually only gained players going into the next season.
Okay.
But yeah, we lost on a technicality, which was rough because by the game we played, we should have won that game. Which it wasn't in the cards that year. It's fine. You know, we had friends on the team that actually won the tournament, so that was awesome for them. But we like went into my senior year with like a hunger for that because we were like we had an end goal in sight. Right. So we almost got kicked out, or we almost lost out of the Peace Whack tournament. So thankfully we won that. It was it was a double elimination tournament. It was the first time we ever lost a game. So we went into the championship with a loss.
Yeah.
And so that was awkward. We ended up winning again, thank God. But then we went into the Small College World Series with like a hunger for that, and it was the coolest experience.
That's great.
And again, like in the Small College World Series, we saw a lot of teams that we would see in the regular season, like a lot of Penn State teams. Mm-hmm. But they're also gunning for us the entire time because they know us, they know how we played. So getting to play in the Small College World Series, and like we were halfway through, and we kind of all looked at each other and we were like, we might win this. We were like, we might do this right now.
I think we got this,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, we were like, I think we're winning this.
I love that.
And like the toughest game we played was the semifinals. And we got to the championship game. We ended up winning in the coolest fashion. We won on a walk-off.
Wow. Oh gosh.
Because I think we were winning we were either losing for the first couple innings, and then we pushed a couple runs across, and whatever happened, I think somebody on the other team ended up hitting a grand slam to tie the game, and we were like, oh man, like that sucks. Like, woof.
Yeah.
And then
literally.
Yeah, like our third baseman at the time, she hit like a leadoff triple. So we were like, we got this. We're good. We're winning. And it was one of our freshmen. So one of the girls I actually get to coach now, she's the one that hit the walk-off. And it's like the 3 seniors that we had at the time, we all just kind of looked at each other and we were like, oh my God. Like we just won. Which it was honestly like, it was a very bittersweet moment because it's like you get to win your last softball game you ever played, but also you're so sad at the same time because you're like, oh, I don't get to play softball anymore.
It's a good way to go out, though.
But it was,
I
wouldn't change anything about it. But the memories I have from that season specifically and that like last 2 weeks of it are some of my favorite in my entire life. There's a crazy story. Like we all end up we all have matching tattoos now.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
We all have 888 because we won our 8th conference championship on May 8th and we won 8-0.
Wow.
We won our first national.
I know. I love that.
And then we won the national title on May 18th. And so like we won and we were like, guys, we gotta get a tattoo.
Yeah.
We gotta get tattoos.
It's not up to us anymore. This is we have to do, right?
Yeah. And so like that's kind of, I mean, like my 4 years at Brandywine, obviously like we only got to play for 3 of them really. But like that senior year, I have nothing but like fond memories of those girls. Like those are some of my favorite people. I still talk to like all of them to this day. And like obviously they're not allowed to drop me because we have matching tattoos. So,
Right.
like,
They
have to be my friends still. They're not allowed to. Yeah, no, they can't leave me.
Stuck. Literally,
they are stuck with me. Yes.
Yep.
But there's not a whole lot of words I can describe my senior year with, and like that season specifically with those people. So it's very indescribable, but also like I have the fondest memories of those people and that kind of season as a whole.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you kind of went out on a high there. And with that, first season that you missed, I think you're kind of making up for it now.
Right, absolutely.
Which we'll get to later.
Yeah,
but
full circle moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very much.
I guess to kind of shift gears a little bit, post-grad, you were given the major opportunity of becoming a Phillies ball girl. How did you like nail such a sought-after role? I mean, that's a big thing.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta preface it with like my time as a ball girl was like my favorite of my life. I grew up a huge Phillies fan, and like I don't think there's a lot of people that get to say that they lived out one of their childhood dreams. So I am incredibly blessed that I got to do that. But yeah, like being a ball girl, it was something that like I had wanted when I was a kid. Like everybody at the stadium was like, "Oh, you're gonna be down there one day. You're gonna be down there one day," which was like that alone was a very full circle moment getting to do that. But the application, so it works like a pretty regular job application. Applications open in August, I want to say, like right around the end of the season before postseason baseball. And it's a video application. So thank you, Penn State Brandywine Communications, for teaching me how to do that. Shout out Karen Theveny.
Yes.
So basically, it's a personality and a skills video. So you're just kind of demonstrating that you're not going to get nailed with a 100-mile-an-hour baseball coming at you.
Okay.
They want to make sure that you know how to field a ball. And then it's like a personality video. So I got to talk about my college experience, the internship I did in college, the coaching experience that I had thus far, and just kind of like the softball training that I did. And I got to talk about my college team, which was really cool. And then from there, they kind of narrow people down. There's a couple different like steps in this process. So from that, they narrowed people down, and then they hosted like Zoom interviews, which was just like a regular job application. They contacted references. They deep dived my resume. Like they pulled out some fun facts that I didn't even know were on there.
Oh, wow.
So that was fun. And then from there, there was an in-person tryout at Citizens Bank Park, which was arguably the coolest part. So we went down into the batting cages in like January, so it was freezing.
Oh.
But we're in the Phillies batting cages, and we ran, we threw, we stretched, like normal warm-up stuff, and then somebody was hitting balls at us, so we had to both field them but also get out of the way. We hit, and then apparently now they run. I didn't have to run. Thank God. I'm not fast. But now they have to run with a stool in hand.
Oh, interesting.
That's what they do on the field, right?
Oh, yeah.
I always see them running around with like the little stool.
Yeah. They're supposed to collapse. They don't.
Yeah.
It's okay. We still love them.
It's okay.
But
Can work on that.
Yeah. We had to do a panel style interview. So when you see like post game, like Rob Thompson sitting at that desk with like the big Phillies background, we were up there, all of the lights like in our face, and we had like 15 people in front of us.
No way.
Again, all holding our resume, and then asking.
That's intimidating.
Like they were,
oh my gosh.
A little bit. It was questions like questions like players would get asked, like, oh, if you signed a really big contract, like, what are you gonna do with it? But then also like, you know, what's the most meaningful part that's not on your resume? Like, what's something you want people to know about you that's not written? I was like, wasn't prepared to answer that question.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Gotta think on my feet really quick.
This is like a really interesting process.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was this in depth.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I'm shocked they really took it this intensely.
Oh, we took a test, too.
A test?
A Phillies test. A Phillies trivia test.
Honestly, I'm kind of here for this, though.
Wait, but like, what was your score?
Oh, 100.
Good.
I don't mess around with my tests.
Now you can stay here. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, you have to, like, it's like questions that, like, fans would ask in the ballpark. Like, who are the retired numbers? Like, I'm not giving anything away, too. Like, this is all common information.
Right.
I gotta say that. I'm not, giving people the answers to the test. But, like, the retired numbers, like, there's 4 different statues at the ballpark, so, like, we have to know who they are. Also, like, what a foul ball is. So there was, like, a whole section of, like, fair or foul. Gotcha. And they were, like, describing something going up the line and stuff like that.
Wow.
Because our margin for error is very, like, you're not allowed to, we have 0. You can't mess up.
No, you can't. And I've seen videos of, people messing that up on the field in
people
game.
Would send it to us.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's good how intense they are with this interview, because you wouldn't want, just a simple, hi, here's the application, you're hired, just in case.
That's why they're one of the best organizations in baseball. I mean,
we are. We got the best ball girls in the league.
Yeah. So
definitely.
I guess to go off of that, can you run us through what a typical game looked like for you as a ball girl?
Yeah, so a game day as a ball girl, it was one of 2 things. A lot of people don't know that when so there's 20 of us. There were 20, I can't say us, but there were 20 of them. 20 ball girls, and there's only 2 on the field at a time. So what are the other 18 doing any given Tuesday is they're selling 50/50s, benefiting the Phillies charities. So basically anytime, gotta say this too, anytime there's like a big check that said Phillies Charities Inc., that was anything we raised from the 50/50 sale. So they do a lot of the donations for different local charities. They have a couple grants that they give out, that kind of stuff. But so if you were selling 50/50s, you were there probably an hour and a half, 2 hours pregame. Fans were let into the ballpark. It used to be an hour, but now I think it's an hour and a half. And we would just, if you were selling 50/50s or if you were on the field, you'd kind of be walking around, interacting with everybody that was coming in, selling 50/50s. And then if you were on field, you would kind of probably an hour pregame, you would go down to the locker room. We would get our helmets, our stools, make sure we had our glove, do anything you had to do before you went out on the field, because once you're there, we couldn't go back in the locker room, so you had to bring anything you needed. And then we would go out to the field. You would go up the baselines, set your stool up and everything. I always introduced myself to the people sitting right next to me because I am a talker, and I would talk through all 9 innings of baseball, and I had to make sure that they knew that.
Yeah.
They
gotta
didn't
preface
sign up
this,
for
guys.
it.
This is. Yeah.
I was like, they didn't sign up for it, but like it's gonna happen because I get nervous.
You got no
I could
choice.
sign a ball while you're at it. I mean,
Yeah, I was like, I get nervous, guys. So when I get nervous, I talk.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, but you guys are gonna have to listen to it.
I mean, there's worse things that you could be doing when you're nervous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's all good.
It's really good that I wasn't just like gripping my stool like frozen,
waiting for that ball to come at me.
Literally.
Yeah.
And you got ready every pitch, just like the players did.
Yeah.
Like they take their prep step. I take my prep step. I was always on the balls of my feet, ready to run. Almost got hit a couple times, but luckily no.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and then once we would get introduced on the big screen, which was also really cool. So I would always get like a bunch of notifications on my Apple Watch as soon as that happened, because it would be like people from high school like sending me a Snapchat of my face.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thanks, guys. And then like once game started, we were kind of in our stool for 9 innings or 11 or 12 or the rain delays. You were because you need ball girls.
You do.
So,
you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anything they were out there for, I think the latest I was at the stadium was like 12:30.
Wow.
We had like a rain game going to like extra innings, I think, last season, something like that. So we got soaking wet. We walked back in the locker room. We were waiting for the umpires to make a decision. They went, the rain stopped, head back out.
Oh, wow.
And then they ended up tying the game, went into extra innings, and we were there with them. It was the 2 ball girls and then our emergency ball girl in case anything happened to the 2 of us. We needed somebody backing us up. So
you guys do a lot of hard work out there on the field. And I also understand that you have a lot of duties and responsibilities off the field as well. What are some of the community initiatives that you guys take part in?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones, and this is because I'm a softball coach too. So it's an MLB-wide initiative actually called RBI. So it stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities. And basically it's like a free little league is the best way to describe it. And it's for inner city kids and then the surrounding counties. And it's basically just so that everybody can get the chance to play baseball and softball. We don't want cost to be a barrier for them in the sport. Obviously, because softball kind of gave us, all the ball girls, softball gave us so much. Obviously, the baseball players, it gave them everything. Like, that gave them their career and their livelihood. So getting to give back to the community in that aspect is one of my favorite things. That's another reason that they wanted us doing softball at the tryouts, because they wanted to make sure that we were able to teach it. So we would actually hold a lot of clinics. That's probably the biggest thing that we did outside of actual games is we would hold clinics. We did like summer workouts at FDR Park, which is right around the corner from CBP. And we would go into some of the Little League teams, and we would hold clinics. We would host their practices to make sure they're getting that kind of training that we received when we were kids. And then besides that, we would do a lot of like equipment drives, like stuff like that. But then like the events that are more like ball girl that almost you would see on the news a little bit more. One of my favorite ones is we would go to the Ronald McDonald House. And we would do like a home opener with them in Philly. We would go to Nemours in Delaware a lot, which is, again, one of my favorite things. So we got to have we hosted a Halloween party for them, and we partnered with Spirit Halloween, so we got to give them all Halloween costumes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Again, we would do like an opening day and like a postseason baseball with them. So we would have like a lot of parties. And then they would have the players go in and meet all the kids at Nemours as well, which is it's a very heartwarming event, and it's very again, there's not a lot of words I can describe to like truly do it justice, but like those are some of my favorite memories that I am going to have for the rest of my life. And just being able to be a little bit of normalcy for some of those kids' days is really cool for us.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome that the company does that, the brand does that, and I think, Phillies just in general is a huge part of our culture. So that's really awesome to know that they're helping out the community too, and that it makes such an impact on
for sure
the ball girls as well. I mean, that's really awesome.
I think a lot of people just think like ball girls, they go out during the game and it's like, they're out there for 9 innings and that's it.
Right.
But like they do a whole lot more than just, catch the foul balls or do the things on the field. They're off the field doing a million different things.
Yeah, like I'm learning about that today. Like, that's awesome.
We're gonna get Ava out there on the field one of these seasons.
Oh yeah,
we'll see about that.
Yeah.
So you also have experience coaching some youth programs too. Did you find any similarities between coaching kids and being a ball girl?
Yeah. So one of the youth programs I actually currently coach still is the Phillies Urban Youth Academy. So we just talked about RBI and how that's kind of like a youth, like a little league. In baseball and softball, there's a very popular thing called travel ball, or like tournament softball. So the Urban Youth Academy is our tournament softball team for those kids. So it's the same thing. It is at no cost to our players because we don't want that cost to be a barrier, because tournament softball can get very expensive very quick.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's for those kids that might not be able to afford it, or those kids that want the opportunity to play at that higher level and deserve it. I actually got introduced to it through the ball girls. I would not be coaching there if I wasn't a ball girl, because while we do a lot of RBI league stuff, we also helped out with the Urban Youth Academy a lot, running their practices, being there for like hitting clinics, pitching clinics, that kind of stuff. And so my boss actually texted us like middle of the season, my first year as a ball girl. She was like, hey, any chance any of you guys want to coach a softball team? And I was like, I had just left the organization I was with prior. I was not planning on coaching the next season because I was like, I got to focus on softball, or I got to focus on ball girls. Let me focus on ball girls.
Yep.
And she was like, any chance? I need another coach, please.
Like, I can't resist. I guess, right?
I was like, I do actually love softball, so yeah, I'll do it.
Why not?
I can do it.
Why not, right?
So yeah, I ended up starting to coach with the UIA, and I mean, there's a lot of similarities to it. I never like envisioned myself being like one of these. I don't want to call myself a role model because like I don't want to buy into myself that much, but it's a very similar experience where it's like I have a team of currently I have a 12U, so I have a bunch of like 11 and 12-year-olds looking up at me, kind of seeing what I do and trying to learn from me. And to a little bit of a lesser extent as a ball girl, you know, a lot of the people that we saw were these young girls. And I think one of the biggest similarities is kind of trying to instill confidence in all of these people that we saw, because, you know, as a coach, like I am trying to tell them like, yes, you can hit this ball, you can field, you know how to play softball, you're a good softball player, kind of instilling that kind of confidence in them. But when I was a ball girl talking to these young girls, it's like, you know, a little girl saying, oh, I want to be like you when I grow up. Like, I want to be a ball girl. And it's like, then be a ball girl.
Right.
Like, why not?
Yeah. Like,
I didn't think I was going to be a ball girl when I was a little girl, but
Yeah.
I had people telling me like, oh, you're going to be a ball girl. And guess what? I was a ball girl. So like, it's kind of, that's one of the most similar things is like being able to kind of put that confidence in the next generation of athletes, but then also just young women. Which again is like one of my favorite things, because I think, I don't know, it's like, it's a very like profound thing for me. Ooh, sorry, I hit a bunch of wires.
It's okay.
They're everywhere.
I speak with my hands a lot.
It's okay.
But just kind of getting to instill that confidence that I think is, I don't think it's necessarily always instilled on the younger girls. So I think that's one of my favorite things, and one of the biggest things that I got to do in both.
Yeah, I really appreciate hearing that too, because oftentimes like a coach can make or break a sport, especially for young girls and like that age range. So to know like what you value and like what you see as beneficial for that age group, and just knowing like, oh, I was going to focus on being a ball girl, but here I am coaching because I love this sport and I want to push through for this for the younger generations, like I think speaks volumes. So
yeah, and you do have to give yourself more credit. You are in fact a great role model for young kids, young girls. Yeah,
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that your time, you know, as a ball girl has come to an end, unfortunately, luckily you've taken on a new role as assistant softball coach here at Brandywine.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most as your first upcoming season coaching a D3 program?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the D3 thing is super cool. So when I was here, we were a USCAA small college, which was a mouthful to explain to people when you were trying to tell them what level softball you played.
Yeah.
But obviously Penn State Brandywine going D3 is one of the coolest things to get to experience, because now all of the girls after me they have that D3 attached to their softball record or their softball career forever, which is awesome. Probably one of the things I'm most excited for is just coming back to Brandywine. I think it's one of those things where it's like I technically only got like 2 years on campus. So it is very like therapeutic and very like nostalgic being able to be back here.
Yeah.
And kind of be around in the gym, getting to see our banner again, which is really cool.
Yeah.
We have a lot of numbers on it, which is probably one of my favorite parts. But just kind of getting to see the girls that are here now. I got to see some of these girls on their like college visits. Like
crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I played with 4 of them. Like awesome. me and one of the players were joking the other day because she used to pinch run for me. Wow. So it's really cool getting to see. I think one of my favorite parts is getting to see those 4 specifically. I do have to shout them out. Sorry, like April, Kaylee, Naya, and Lexi.
Yeah, we've got classes with a few of them.
Yeah. So I was a senior when they were freshmen, and I got to see them kind of grow through their freshman year. You know, Lexi used to run for me. April was my pitcher. So, like, I got to see a lot of these girls, and I get to see them now that they're the seniors, and they're the people doing that for the freshmen now, which is very almost emotional in a way, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I used to see you as this little 18-year-old, and I still do. Like, I still think they're 18. Right. They're not. They're 20. They're 21, 22 years old. They are not 18 anymore. But like I got to watch them grow through their college years, which is it's a very incredible experience. But also I get to coach with one of my teammates. So Peyton's back, and we were best friends in college. Like it was super cool to be able to play with her and like get to be her friend. And now we've transitioned from playing together, so now we're coaching together, which is a super
amazing.
It's
full
again
circle.
It's like it really is. It's a very full circle moment. And I get to coach with the guy that was coaching me.
Wow.
Which is also a very surreal
now
moment.
you can tell him what to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm very like it's weird because it's like you go from like listening to that guy and you're like addressing him as coach, and now I call him Mark,
right?
Which is weird.
Mark.
Well, shit.
It's I had to change his contact name in my phone
because
it was Coach
Cultural
Caserta.
That's how you
now
know.
it's Mark.
Wow.
Grown up.
So yeah, it was weird. But like you feel a lot more in control now,
Yeah.
which is very different. Like when I was at Brandywine before, it was like a very like I was stressed all the time. I was taking 15 college credits.
Yeah.
You were constantly worried if a game was going to get rained out, and if you had to tell a different professor that you had to miss class now because my game got moved.
Right.
And then you were at games, and you were like, I got to go home and write an essay, and I got to take a quiz, and I got to be up for my 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then like I got to do my homework on the bus.
It's a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
There's a lot to juggle, and so like now it's like I'm in much more control of where I am, and so it's very cool to be back. Yeah. It's very exciting.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Awesome.
again,
Refreshing.
it's like my 4th year. It's okay.
Like I said, you're making up for that freshman year during COVID.
This is my I redshirted. This is my senior year.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I guess to kind of like wrap up these questions, what advice would you have for student athletes who want to continue being involved in their sports post-graduation?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the biggest things for me is like, if something is supposed to be there, like it will find a way of being there. I kind of talked about it earlier. Like I never really wanted to figure out who I was without softball, just because like it had been such a large part of my life. So it's kind of almost like answer what calls to you, and if it's supposed to be there, it's going to keep going. Like that thought is always going to be in the back of your mind, like, oh, maybe I should coach softball, like maybe I should do this, like that. If it's supposed to be there, like it will constantly keep reminding you of its existence. Like it will absolutely, if you're supposed to be coaching, you're going to think about it. You're going to go to bed thinking about it. You're going to have dreams about it. And you're going to be like, I got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to figure out a way.
On, right?
Yeah. And like it's, softball in general, like what drove me to coach more than anything is like softball gave me everything. And again, it's like I didn't want to know who I was without it. But I have to be a person without playing softball a lot longer than I was ever a person who got to play softball. So it kind of built me into the person I am now. And kind of what you were talking about earlier, I had my fair share of bad coaches growing up.
Right.
I did not love all of them. And so I kind of wanted to make sure that like, I'm only one coach, but I can get that to be at least maybe a decent experience for somebody else. And I felt like it was my duty to do that because, again, softball made me the person I am today. So if it calls, answer it. And like just for student athletes while they're playing also, just don't quit.
Yeah.
And that goes for like every aspect of life too. Like there's a poem called Don't Quit that I read a lot as a kid and like as an adult now. And I used to write it on like the inside of my visor.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And it's like, rest if you have to, don't quit. You're allowed to take time for yourself. You're allowed to make sure that you're doing what you want to be doing and making sure that you're taking care of yourself and making sure you're at a good place. But at the same time, like, if it's there for a reason, and keep going with it. And, you know, there were plenty of times that I wanted to quit softball. I didn't think I was going to play college softball. I didn't want to play college softball at the time. And then I was like, kind of want to play college softball. So, like,
Yeah.
maybe I should figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, let's keep ball rolling.
But, yeah, I mean, like, I think it's going to be work to juggle everything. And, you know, being in school is tough. And that's hard for, you know, anybody. Mm-hmm. But figuring out how to juggle it all and take time for yourself is super important. You can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah. So figuring out a way to take care of themselves is also just as important as doing whatever you want to do to give back to either the sport, the activity, whatever it is that you closely relate with yourself. Figuring out how to, you know, take care of yourself as well is probably one of the biggest pieces of anything I can impart on somebody.
Yeah. Perfect. You heard it first, guys.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah. Really great advice right there.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Well, I guess to move on to a segment we like to call Rapid Chattin', where we challenge you with some rapid fire questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Number 1, if you were stranded on a desert island, what celebrity or athlete, you know, athletes are celebrities, who would you call for help?
Gut feeling was a Fanatic. Like, gut feeling is a Philly Fanatic.
That's a good one. That's one of the greatest ones I've heard so far.
I feel like he would keep vibes high.
Oh my God,
he might not be able to help a lot, but like he would keep me happy.
I don't know.
Keep me
he
laughing.
would get you off that island.
Oh, I think he would.
Yeah.
I met him this summer. God, I still laugh about it. I still rewatch those videos and I laugh because he is hilarious.
The Fanatic, he's second to none. He's the best mascot in all sports. I feel like he'd be able to do a lot on a desert island.
Yeah, hands down.
He's a bird.
Yeah.
He could help.
He could fly away.
He would do something. And
he's from the Galapagos. He's got life experience on his side.
You'll make it off that island.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Who would be on your Mount Rushmore of Phillies players?
So, Mount Rushmore, Carlos Ruiz is on there.
Okay.
He was, so like I said, I was a catcher growing up, and Carlos Ruiz was the catcher of the 2008 Phillies that won the World Series. Mm-hmm. He is absolutely on my list. He is my childhood idol. I have one of my catcher's mitts is signed by him.
Wow.
It's in a box. It's cool. It's so cool.
Love that.
Roy Halladay has to be on there. Yeah. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Sadly, he was not on our 2008 team, but he did throw a perfect game and a no-hitter in the postseason, so
there you go.
He's got to be up there. And then, I wish there were 5 slots, but there's only 4. So Chase Utley has to be on there. He's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man. And then Ryan Howard was my other childhood favorite player. Yes. So Ryan Howard has to be on there. Jimmy Rollins, I have so much love for you. And if there were 5 heads on Mount Rushmore, you would definitely be up there.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, look, we can chisel another one.
Yeah, it's fine. He
can be up there, too.
Yeah. We make the rules here.
He's a very close second to any of those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a solid list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, 2008, what a year.
Right. Oh, my gosh. Oh, for sure.
I was 7.
All right, number 3, favorite Phillies uniform of all time. Of all time.
Oh, of all time. I'm happy you said that because I do. Sleeper pick. My favorite currently are the creams.
Okay.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
I wish I said powder blue, but powder blue is just not my favorite.
Creams are nice.
They're a close second.
They're
day
good.
Games. I really love the royal blue helmets, and I really love the look of the blue sleeves under it. Mm-hmm. I just think it looks so fresh.
It's like classic.
Well, now I want to know your second. What would be your
so my runner up is the alternate away jerseys from a couple years ago, the red.
Oh my gosh, I have one of those. I love those.
It's so good.
They're really nice.
I was really sad. I wish they kept it for spring training, but I think with the contract with Nike, they can only have 5 jerseys. And so the City Connects pushed those out.
I think they should kind of get
rid
of the gray and just red and gray. And
that's what gray's not one of our colors. It's red, white, and blue. Come on.
Yeah.
It's I get the road grays are a thing.
Yeah.
Let's just be the road reds.
Why not?
Why not? You can still have great pants. Why not? Just have the red jersey with it. Exactly. They look really good.
All right. If you could have anyone play you in a movie about your life, who would it be?
Okay. The one person's not an actress.
That's fine.
It's okay.
But I feel like I would really want Alona Maher if she wanted to wanted to act. Yes. I would want her to play me.
I don't know.
You don't. No, Ava. Ava, she's on like the U.S. rugby team, women's rugby team.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, okay. No, no. Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I would want
Sorry
her
about
to
that.
play me in the movie about my life.
No,
Like,
she's amazing.
I think, I think I feel like Jennifer Lawrence
Okay.
would be like
okay.
a really, like,
Yeah.
that's just like the
Yeah.
ego in me. I was like, I would want Jennifer Lawrence, like Katniss. I want
Yeah,
Katniss to play me.
Well,
Duh.
plus she played like she was in a movie is it Delaware County, right?
Oh
Silver
yeah,
Linings
Silver Linings
Playbook,
Playbook. That
yeah.
diner's like
So,
2
you know
minutes
what?
from my house.
Yeah, it all checks. It all checks out.
That works.
Yeah, that we can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, last
That'd be
question
great.
here. Aside from softball, what's your favorite sporting event to attend at Brandywine?
Ooh, aside from softball.
I mean, we just figured that was your first, you know.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's like,
Yeah.
that's absolutely. Honestly, like my junior and senior year of college, we went to a lot of other games. So we would go to a lot of soccer games, a lot of basketball games, and we would go to a lot of baseball games. Probably from my time at Brandywine, I would have to say baseball was probably my favorite, just because some of my favorite memories were like our fields are like right next to each other at MSI. So, you know, theirs is up top and ours is like way down the bottom, down this like windy path.
Yeah.
So we would finish our games and then all of us would just migrate up to the baseball field and then watch their game.
Gotcha.
Or like if they were playing like a couple hours after us, we would all pile into one car, go to Wawa, get food, come back, go to the baseball game.
Yep.
So those are probably some of my favorite memories, like getting to spend with my teammates and everything.
Yeah.
And also it's like the one sport like I understand.
There you go.
Like
It's
I said,
okay.
like I was really bad at basketball.
Yeah.
I played soccer for a couple years, really bad at soccer. Don't really understand either of those sports. So they were cool to watch with my teammates, but like I didn't really understand what was going on most of the time.
You found your calling. So
So,
it all
like,
checks
it was
out, it all
definitely
worked
like
out. Yeah.
let's go to the baseball game.
Cool.
Yeah,
We
it's
know
your
what's happening.
territory. You know what's going on.
Sounds comfortable.
Yeah.
I can yell at the umpire when he makes a call. in
Exactly.
LA.
You know you're right.
Yeah,
You know you're right.
exactly,
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Farrell. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We really enjoyed spending time with you, hearing about your success, and we really wish you the best with your upcoming debut season as assistant coach.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Good luck, Farrell. Way to go.
Awesome.
This was awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of
Thanks,
course.
Farrell. Thanks for tuning in. We are done chatting for today. This podcast was recorded in the Penn State Brandywine Makerspace Media Production Studio. We Are Chattin was made possible by Penn State Brandywine Strategic Communications and the Brandywine Launchbox. Remember to like this podcast and stream it on wherever you get your podcasts.